If only we had something to talk to Danica Patrick about. There's just never anything. How are you? Good to see you.
I'm great. How are you?
What was the best part of your off season? Because you were constantly working or having something going on.
Best part. I mean, we left the day after Homestead for vacation with both my family and Ricky's family down in the Caribbean for 5 days. So, I mean, it started with a pretty good week, but it was busy. It really was a busy off season.
You've slimmed down since I saw you in the Super Bowl as well.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. I've been working hard
really hard at that.
It was hard to lose all that muscle without, getting soft. But, that was. It took me like 4 hours to get into that.
That's crazy.
Like suit to be a muscle woman and
it looks good with
a bodybuilder.
I have to be honest.
But it was cool. GoDaddy always comes up with cool, different ideas, and it definitely drew a lot of attention.
Yeah, a little bit. Unfortunately, this is also a media day for you, where seemingly you were going to come in and not have anything major to talk about. And then Richard Petty had the comments that he made in Toronto. And one of those things, he said, you wouldn't win a race unless the rest of the field didn't show up. But then he said you bring a lot of attention to the sport. This isn't the first time you've been in a situation where you've had to almost defend yourself. How is it different now than it was before when these sort of situations arise?
I don't think they are, because I've always felt like I felt happy that people have an opinion. It creates conversation, and like I've said before, when someone says something like that, it inherently, in the world of journalism, brings out the other side of it from some people's perspectives. So I think it actually makes for some great stories as well. And that's what makes this country great. It's what makes media great, is there's all kinds of perspectives and opinions, and it's makes Media Day more interesting. Although I do miss last year's Media Day, talking about Ricky the whole time. That was
the entire time.
That was.
Do you want me to ask a Ricky question for you now?
Of course I do.
So how is Ricky?
Ricky's
Can we be
great.
schmoopy here for a second?
My little sugar daddy boy. He loves his candy.
Now we're just going to get
lately.
awkward, so then we'll just move on from that. Yeah. So this place for you, obviously, last year was huge. Indianapolis was big for you in IndyCar. Daytona was big for you here to start your career. How do you take what happened last year and build on it, especially now that you're trying to build on everything else that you did last year?
Well, I think that it's difficult to qualify in the pole, and it's even more difficult to do it again the next year. So, but there's been a huge influx of excitement at the race shop with Kurt Busch coming in and Kevin Harvick being there. So I feel like we've got a great shot at it. And other than that, I think that it's just about now figuring out how to win the race.
Which of those two new teammates do you think you will lean on the most?
I'm not really sure, because neither have been my teammate, but I really think that Kevin, just because he's helped me so much in the past. I mean, I remember all the way back to Las Vegas, my first couple of races in a nationwide car. He back in 2010, he stuck his hand out the window as he was lapping me, and I thought, oh shoot, is he flipping me off? Did I do something wrong? Sure enough, we went down the back straight and he did it again, and what he was doing is he was pointing to go up high for me to follow him. So, I mean, that was only in my first couple of races, and that was on track while he was leading the race. So, Kevin, I feel like Kevin has been great so far. I feel like he's going to continue to be great.
And Tony, getting Tony back, not just at the shop, but in the car as well. How is that going to help?
What he's really great for is overall team, like bringing everyone together. I mean, the boss driving the cars is always a whole nother level, and then he has his finger on the pulse a little bit better, or hands on the wheel of what it feels like and what we're dealing with as drivers and where we need to make improvements as a race team goes. So I think there's a lot of peace of mind in that and a lot of motivation in that.